You know, this movie had everything going for it. A brand new Captain America, a bold premise, and some seriously powerful moments, but somehow it almost fumbled the bag. Welcome back to another movie review. Today we're talking about Captain America Brave New World, the first full outing with Sam Wilson officially wearing the stars and stripes. This movie had a lot riding on it, and while there's plenty to love, it's also a perfect example of a film that works better in pieces than as a whole movie. So let's break down what went wrong, what still works, and why despite its flaws, this might still be worth the watch. Brave New World picks up after the Falcon and Winter Soldier, and it's the first real deep dive into what Sam Wilson's Captain America actually is. It's not just a new suit, it's a new world, one where Sam's leadership is still being questioned, and where the idea of Captain America carries a weight most people would rather ignore. Super soldier experience are quietly being revived, and powerful enemies are conspiring behind closed doors. It's not aliens or multiverse threat. This time it's the system itself, and that grounds the story in a way that we don't see that often in the MCU. But at the center of it all, we have Sam trying to prove he belongs, not by punching harder but by standing taller in a system built to overlook heroes like him. And that tension between legacy and accountability is what gives the movie some of its best moments. Let's start with the obvious. Anthony Mackie delivers. He doesn't just wear the shield, he earns it. From the first act to the last, Mackie brings a version of Cap that's thoughtful, burdened, but still deeply hopeful. He's not trying to be Steve, and thank God for that. And the emotional arc is one of the movie's biggest wins. You can feel the weight on Sam's shoulders, not just the pressure to perform, but to represent something bigger than himself. And the way that he steps into that role without losing his sense of self is part of what makes his character so much more compelling. And man, don't get me started on that Sam and Torres dynamic. I honestly didn't expect it. I expected the jokes, but they ended up making us really care about that character. I didn't expect that. Torres isn't just the comic relief, he's actually someone who believes in Sam when the world doesn't, and that gives their scenes a surprising warmth. Plus, you get the new Cap Falcon dynamic like we had for so long, and it's so good. I love it. Now visually, the movie still knows how to flex. The action scenes, especially in the second act, are dynamic and clean, and while the CGI isn't flawless, it never completely ruins your immersion. And say what you want about Marvel lately, but they still know how to make really entertaining action sequences. Oh, and yeah, don't let me forget about the Red Hulk moment. It's actually wild. Is it narratively perfect? Not really, but in terms of spectacle, there's tons of chaos. Like, the movie briefly goes, you want it absurd? Well, here you go. And honestly, I kind of respected that. Now let's talk about how they fumbled the bag, and yeah, there are a few fumbles. The biggest issue is the writing. There's a solid, meaningful story underneath, but it's constantly buried under callbacks and what some would call Marvel homework. The film feels like it's trying to remind you of other, better MC movies instead of trusting its own vision. Take the whole Winter Soldier mind control subplot involving Isaiah Bradley. It's pretty pointless in my opinion. It just turns a layered and powerful character into a plot device. That's not legacy, that's just recycling. Then there's the leader, who should have been the main antagonist, but he ends up feeling like a background character while the Red Hulk is pushed as the main threat of the movie. Let's also talk about how the movie pitches Red Hulk like a twist, except Marvel spoiled it in every single trailer, so the actual reveal was kind of just like, okay, well, we already kind of knew he was going to become the Red Hulk. And honestly, if they had marketed the leader as the core threat and held the Red Hulk as a surprise for the movie, that twist would have hit so much harder. But I get Marvel was a little bit nervous about the leader actually putting people in seats, so I get why they did it. I just kind of wish they didn't. And then here comes the pacing. The middle act kind of drags. It tries to juggle so many different tones, like political thriller, legacy drama, mad science, conspiracy, action blockbuster, the Red Hulk, and the result, scenes feel rushed or stretched when they shouldn't. You can sense the conflict between what this film wants to be and what Marvel needs it to be for them to make the money and do the multiple spin-offs that they need to do with Sam Wilson's Captain America and leading the new Avengers team eventually into Doomsday and Secret Wars. So, like I said, I get why they did it. I just kind of wish they didn't. Still, with all that clutter, Brave New World still kind of works because of its emotional core and Anthony Mackie killing it as Captain America. There's a moment near the end where Sam makes a public speech not about glory or vengeance, but about accountability, unity, and earned change. He just tells the truth that leadership doesn't come from legacy, it comes from action. It's not a save the world moment, but it might be one of the most important moments in the entire movie. And while we're on the topic of Sam Wilson's Captain America, there's this quiet scene right after a brutal battle where Sam helps civilians evacuate. He's bruised, exhausted, and could easily just let someone else handle it, but instead he jumps into the chaos with no shield, no speech, just action. It's not just flashy, it's not even scored heavily, but it shows you exactly who Sam Wilson is as Captain America. And in that moment we realize, like, man, this is who Sam Wilson really is. So yeah, Brave New World is messy with nostalgia overload, undercooked villain arcs, and uneven pacing. And yes, it holds the movie back from greatness, but here's the thing, it still matters. Because when it slows down, when it lets Sam be Sam, not just a Marvel brand, the film has something real to say. It's about who gets to lead, who gets to change things, and how hard it is to fight for a better world when the system was never built for you. That's not just relevant, it's necessary. It might not stick every landing, but this movie is still worth the watch, and you won't regret it. And thank you for joining me in today's movie review. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe and feel free to check out my previous videos. I put a lot of work into these videos and I try to improve on each one, so if you can, check it out. It tells the algorithm that my videos are worth watching, and as always, stay curious and let's keep the conversation going.